You're watching WYLN TV 35. Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Preston Endress. Several people are facing charges after a late-night disturbance in West Hazelton Monday night. Just before 11:30 p.m. on July 7th, West Hazelton Police Department responded to multiple complaints about loud music and shouting along Washington Avenue. Officers arrived to find a group of people causing a disturbance. After one person was taken into custody, more individuals emerged from a nearby backyard, yelling and creating further disturbances. 31-year-old Arlington Santos Bonifacio, 28-year-old Merly Francisco Lantigua, and 30-year-old Morelia Francisco Lantigua were arrested at the scene and charged with disorderly conduct and persistent disorderly conduct. All are from West Hazelton. A fourth person was also taken into custody and facing additional charges, including evading arrest, persistent disorderly conduct, and harassment. The West Hazelton Police Department was assisted by officers from Hazelton City Police Department during the incident. Police say more arrests could be made as the investigation continues. There is an update to a story we have brought to you last week. Police say the third victim of the Shenandoah shooting has died. 31-year-old Harley Reese was transported to the hospital after the incident on Thursday morning, but succumbed to her injuries on Saturday. The two other victims have been identified as 63-year-old Thomas Chernewski and the suspected shooter, 40-year-old Kevin Gordon. The incident happened on the 300 block of West Center Street in Shenandoah. When police arrived at the scene, they found Chernewski already deceased downstairs and a young boy who told them, "Daddy shot Mom and Granddad." The boy was not injured. There was a shot heard from upstairs, and police found Reese injured and Gordon dead. Police have stated it was an isolated incident and there is no danger to the public. Hazelton City Police are investigating an accident involving multiple cars that happened on Sunday night. Police officers were directing traffic for an event at Cityview Park when they saw 76-year-old Gerald Makaruik's Honda CR-V hit a Jeep Cherokee at the intersection of South Poplar Street and Arthur Gardner Highway. Makaruik's continued to drive north on South Poplar Street where he struck two pedestrians and two additional vehicles. Police were finally able to stop Makaruik's vehicle in the roadway. A total of 8 people were transported from the scene to Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazelton. 7 injuries were minor and Makaruik sustained moderate injuries. The Hazelton City Police Department says the incident is still under investigation and more details will be released in the future. More than 423,000 Pennsylvanians have received property tax and rent rebate payments, according to Pennsylvania State Treasurer Stacey Garrity. The payments, which began going out on July 1st, total nearly $256 million. This year marks the first time the Treasury Department has issued more rebates electronically than by paper check, distributing over 245,000 direct deposits and nearly 178,000 physical checks. The property tax rebate provides financial relief to qualifying residents including seniors 65 and older, widows and widowers over 50, and individuals with disabilities who are 18 or older. Eligibility is based on income, with this year's limit set at $46,520. Applicants can also exclude half of their Social Security income. The deadline to apply for this year's program has been extended to December 31st, 2025. Coming up on WYLN News, shoppers and store owners rejoice as Wilkes-Barre Mall finally reopens. And we'll tell you about upcoming closures in the area that can affect your commute. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
The trusted pediatric care you've come to know and love from Lehigh Valley Health Network is now being offered in a brand new, more convenient location. Now located at 1701 East Broad Street in Hazelton, our team of pediatric experts is ready to provide the comprehensive care your child deserves in a space that's built just for them. For hours or to schedule an appointment, visit lvhn.org/HazeltonPeds. That's Hazelton PEDS, or call 888-402-LVHN today.
My name is Charlie. I am 8, and the forecast for tomorrow is partly cloudy.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
Something is out there. What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Solo Spaceman. Watch Solo Spaceman on WYLN Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 7, and Sundays at 4:30. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online.
Welcome back to WYLN News. After nearly 2 weeks in the dark, the Wyoming Valley Mall has reopened today. Power was finally restored yesterday afternoon following a complex outage that forced the mall to close its doors back on June 25th. The electrical issue occurred after a lightning strike damaged underground transmission lines. Repairs required specialized crews which delayed the process for almost 2 weeks. The outage added to ongoing concerns about the future of the mall, which has seen a decline in major retailers in recent years. As of today, the mall has resumed normal operations.
I'd like to welcome you to Jersey College at WellSpan Health. What a great day for Pennsylvania today.
It will now be easier for qualified out-of-state doctors, nurses, and physical therapists to provide treatment in Pennsylvania. Governor Josh Shapiro and Secretary of the Commonwealth Al Schmidt met with lawmakers and healthcare leaders yesterday to announce the changes for Pennsylvania's healthcare system. The state is now a full participant in 3 licensure compacts that permit healthcare workers to provide care across state lines. Instead of completing a month-long full licensure process, doctors, nurses, and physical therapists can start practicing within days of arrival in Pennsylvania. The state hopes that it will reduce the critical staffing shortage and improve access to care. It also allows healthcare workers in Pennsylvania to practice in other states that are part of the compact. The Pennsylvania Department of Transportation has just announced 2 closures in Luzerne County that can interfere with your future travel plans. The Whitehaven Park and Ride located on Route 940 off Interstate 80 at exit 273 will be closed starting next Monday, July 14th. The state will be starting a road paving project that is scheduled to continue through the beginning of September of this year. Officials are urging motorists to find alternate parking for the duration of the project. Additional park and ride locations can be found on the Department of Transportation's website, www.pendot.pa.gov. It was also announced that starting today, a section of Route 3010, also known as Alberdine Road, in Durance Township, will be closed through the end of August. The state is doing work to replace a storm drain. The closure will be in the area of the Interstate 81 bridges between Blue Ridge Trail and South Main Street. Alberdine Road will still remain open to local traffic. A detour has been set up on Blue Ridge Trail to Stairville Road and Church Road. To check conditions of these closures and other roadways in your area, visit www.511pa.com. Coming up on St. Clair's News Choice, Trooper Talk Tuesday lays down the law on underage drinking. Plus, WYLN historian Chris Fulmer leads us down the path through history with Kingston Part 2. And stay right here on WYLN. We'll be right back.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Cooking rice just isn't nice. Hi, Chef Daniel Green here with Rice Robot, the 1, 2, 3 rice cooker. Watch, 1 add the white cup for rice, 2 add the blue cup for water, 3 click it and let Rice Robot perfectly cook it. The secret is perfect cook technology that surrounds the rice with controlled heat for even cooking. Then Rice Robot senses when it's done, auto stops and keeps it warm to serve. It won't burn, overcook or undercook, guaranteed. And rice is just the beginning. Make mac and cheese, frittatas, oatmeals, soups and stews, even ramen dishes. And with a ceramic, ultra non-stick interior, cleanup's a breeze.
Get the complete Rice Robot cooking system with the steamer tray and 1-2-3 recipe guide, all for just $39.99. It comes with a 90-day money-back guarantee. We'll even ship your entire order free. Order now.
1-800-640-8545.
Hey, did you know WYLN posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. WYLN, the local leader on social media. We're your local network.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another segment of Trooper Talk Tuesday. I'm Trooper Anthony Petrowski, Trooper and Public Information Officer. We're in summertime, people are out having parties, backyard barbecues, and one thing I'm going to talk to you today about is alcohol consumption. Now, we know the legal age to consume alcohol in Pennsylvania is 21 years of age. We're talking about underage drinking today, right? Anybody under the age of 21 cannot drink alcohol. Now, if you're out at parties, you have to make sure that you're not allowing people under 21 to consume alcohol, because if they do and they leave that party and they get into a bad crash, something happens to them, you as the person who is holding that party could be held liable. You can also face criminal charges if we're able to prove that you were serving individuals under the age of 21 alcohol. Now, some parents think, well, I'm just going to have a party at my house and I'm going to let everybody drink and I'm going to take all their keys. Also not a good idea for the same reason. Somebody decides they're going to leave, they're not going to stay, they can get into a lot of trouble, they can hurt themselves or somebody else. Anybody can get cited if they're under 21 and they have alcohol either in their presence or they consumed alcohol. Yes, even if you're under 21 and you didn't drink, but you have the alcohol in your vehicle, you could be charged with possessing the alcohol. Wait until you're 21. Make sure you're responsible when you turn 21. And for parents and guardians now, make sure you look after everybody under the age of 21 to make sure they are not consuming the alcohol. Everybody have a safe and great summer from all of us here at Troop N.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Wyln TV 35 is expanding and is on the hunt for a dynamic salesperson to join our vibrant team. If you've got the passion and the drive, we want to hear from you. Send your resume to the email displayed on your screen. Don't miss this great opportunity.
Are you looking for a trustworthy publishing company to publish your book? One that understands the process and upholds Christian values in its business practices?
Introducing Covenant Books, an author-friendly publisher who shares your beliefs and wants to publish your story. Call us today to get a free author packet to help get you started.
We realize your book is unique, personal, and written with a higher purpose. That's the content we're looking for.
We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process with professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the industry.
Covenant distributes and sells your book online and in bookstores everywhere. We convert your book in ebook format and sell it on Amazon, Apple iTunes, and to these distributors. Our authors love us.
So if you've written a biography, a devotional, a memoir, self-help, or any genre, we can help. Be like these authors and get your book published and sold today.
Call right now for your free writer's guide.
1-800-215-3680.
This week on Let's Talk Chiropractic, Laura Rivera had headaches and dizzy spells. Her soccer star Lucy was out of alignment from playing sports. Stay tuned and see how chiropractic can help both of them.
Attention WYLN viewers, WYLN TV can now be seen on the Hazelton Service Electric Cablevision HD tier, channel 507, and over the air at 35.1. WYLN, we're your local network.
My name is Charlie. I am 8, and the forecast for tomorrow is partly cloudy.
A Path Through History is sponsored by the Old Jail Museum, 128 West Broad Street in Jim Thorpe. Call 570-325-5259 or visit them online at theoldjailmuseum.com.
The railroad boom beginning to sweep the nation reached Kingston about the same time as the town's incorporation. The first iron rails to reach the new community were those of the Lackawanna and Bloomsburg Railroad, with its first train reaching Kingston on June 24, 1856. It would run Scranton 3 times a day. Eventually, the line would become part of the Delaware, Lackawanna, and Western Railroad. The railroad's completion emphasized the need for transportation between Kingston and the closer Wilkes-Barre. To meet this need, the Wilkes-Barre and Kingston Passenger Railway, the first local public transportation utility, was established. It would operate through 1949. Like elsewhere in the Wyoming Valley, coal mining was big in the Kingston area. The most prominent coal breaker in the Kingston proper would be the Pettibone Breaker, which opened for operation in 1889. It was named for Noah Pettibone, on whose land it was built, and was in through service through 1932. Another breaker nearby was the Woodward Breaker in adjacent Edwardsville, which began crushing coal in 1888. It also was named for the original owner of the land, Stanley Woodward. The original Woodward breaker was replaced with a more modern one in 1916. The second Woodward breaker was torn down in 1963. Kingston would become the symbolic center of Pennsylvania beginning in 1879, when a community native reached the state's highest office. Henry Martin Hoyt Sr. was born in the then Kingston Corners in 1830 and was an early graduate of Wyoming Seminary. He returned to the school to teach mathematics after graduating college. When the Civil War broke out, Hoyt enlisted and eventually became colonel of the 52nd Pennsylvania Infantry. He led his command in action during the Peninsula Campaign before the conflict brought him to Charleston, South Carolina, where he took part in the siege of Morris Island. Hoyt would lead his troops on a daring nighttime raid on the island's Fort Johnson, sneaking up on the garrison in boats. While he would initially capture the fort, a lack of reinforcements led to the Confederate forces retaking it, and Hoyt was captured. He was taken to a prisoner of war camp in Macon, then transferred back to Charleston, where he would escape, be recaptured, and eventually exchanged. He rejoined his command afterwards and ended the war a brigadier general. After the conflict ended, Hoyt returned to practicing law. He rose in prominence in the Republican Party, serving as its state chairman for 2 years from 1875 to 1876. In 1878, Hoyt would defeat Democratic State Senator Andrew Dill to become Pennsylvania's 18th governor, the third straight former Civil War general after John Geary and John Hartranft to hold the position. Hoyt's tenure began with several administrative scandals, including state assembly members found guilty of illegal solicitation for a bill compensating the Pennsylvania Railroad for damages in 1877 riots, and Secretary of State Matthew Quay found to have speculated with state funds. Hoyt would still accomplish much in office, however, as under him, the state's debt was reduced by more than $1 million, a state medical board was established, and prison reforms for solitary confinements initiated. After leaving office, Hoyt returned to law practice and wrote a pair of books in his spare time. He died in 1892 and rests today in 40 Fort Cemetery. His son, Henry Hoyt Jr., would serve as the United States Solicitor General under Theodore Roosevelt from 1903 to 1909. Another member of the Hoyt family would make a direct long-term contribution to Kingston itself. All the way back in 1810, Governor Hoyt's grandfather, Daniel Hoyt, had invited locals to join a literary group at his family house on Wyoming Avenue. Almost a century later, in 1909, his grandson, Frank Weston Hoyt, who was the elder Henry Hoyt's cousin, donated the family house to Kingston Borough for use as a library. It took some years for it to be fully funded to be operated as such, with public funds and rental income being used to pay for the conversion, but the Hoyt Library opened for readers on January 2, 1928, with Margaret Jackson as the first head librarian. The library was heavily damaged by Hurricane Agnes's floods in 1972, with many books on the first floor lost to the floodwaters. And the 2007 Valentine's Day blizzard caused the roof in the children's wing and an annex built in 1987 to collapse. Yet the library was rebuilt after each of these calamities and continues to serve Kingston and the surrounding area today. For a time, Kingston wasn't the only community in its neighborhood of the Wyoming Valley. On the evening of June 20th, 1887, the community of Dorranston was incorporated out of Kingston Township by a grand jury. Originally consisting of a mere 40 residents on mostly rural land, the new town's boundaries stretched from the southeast side of Kingston Borough of the Delaware, Lackawanna, and Western Railroad to the Susquehanna, and from the boundary of Plymouth to that of 40 Fort. The name came from the prominent Dorrance family, who had been of position of power in the Wyoming Valley for over a century. The newly elected town council will handle such matters as land surveys and bridge and road repairs. Dorranston High School would open in 1911 at the corner of Rudder Avenue and Dorrance Street. By the beginning of the 1920s, however, Dorranston was deeply in debt, and town council decided the best option was either to merge with Kingston or with Wilkes-Barre. After both parties in the debate made their cases, Dorranston's residents voted by a tally of 1,031 to 939 to join with Kingston. The last class of Dorranston High School of 27 seniors graduate in 1922, with the underclassmen behind them joining Kingston High School the following year. As it was, in 1926, Wilkes-Barre then made a pitch to annex Kingston, but the latter's voters turned down the proposal.
My name is Charlie. I am 8, and the forecast for tomorrow is partly cloudy.
You're watching WYLN TV 35.